Hello students, today we are doing now paper 2 year-end evaluation 2018 Department of Education North Central Province paper 2. So this is 3 hours paper. So you get 2 parts, part A and B. Part A you get 6 questions and you have to answer only 5 questions, and also in part B you get 6 questions and you have to answer only 5 questions. And how many minutes you can spend? Each question in paper 2, you can spend 18 minutes per question. And how many marks you are getting? 10 marks for each question. So 10 into 5. In part A, 50 marks. Part B, 50 marks. Overall, 100 marks for paper 2. So we'll do how we can answer part A now. So first try 1 and 2. Question number 1. This is about percentage values and gain, profit, selling shares. So we'll see how we can do that step by step. You get 5 parts. Mr. Kajanayaka received an amount of 900,000 of his retirement. He deposited 1/3 of it in a bank account for his needs. Find the amount he deposited in the bank. So that's easy. 1/3 of that. So amount deposited 1/3 of 900,000. 3 times here, 3. So what's the amount? 300,000 rupees. The remaining amount of money was invested in a company where the market price of a share is 25 rupees each and 2 rupees is given annually per share as the dividend. After receiving, this is dividend, after receiving dividend for a year, he decided to sell all the shares at 26 rupees per share. What is the dividend income received by him investing in company? So here, now the remaining amount we need to find out. So what's the remaining amount? 900,000 minus 300,000. So remaining amount ₹900,000 minus 300,000 rupees. So you get 600,000 rupees. That's the remaining amount. Then it says the remaining amount of money was invested in a company where the market price of a share is 25. So how many shares are there? So you can find out number of shares. Number of shares is equal to 600,000 rupees divided by 25 because the buying price is 25. So 25 times 2, 50, then 4, 3 zeros. So 24,000 shares Mr. Kajanayaka bought. Now we have 24,000 shares, each one 2 rupees. So what's the dividend income? You can find the dividend income. Dividend income is 24,000 shares, each 2 rupees. 48,000 rupees. That's the second part. What is the dividend income received by him investing in company? So how many marks for these two? So we'll give 2 marks for this step. And remaining amount 1 mark. And number of shares 1 mark. And this one 1 mark. So altogether 5 marks for these 2 parts. Now the next part, third one. Find the capital gain he received by selling the shares. So what is the gain per share? Because it says $25 is the amount, the market price. So he bought shares with 25 rupees and he sold it for 26 rupees. So you can find out gain per share is 26 minus 25. So just 1 rupee from 1 share. So what is the capital gain then? Capital gain is how many shares altogether? 24,000 shares are there. So 24,000 into 1 rupee. That's 24,000 rupees is the capital gain. Now the next part. Find the total amount of income he received from the capital gain and dividend income after 1 year. So you have to add the 2. So total amount becomes, this is the capital gain, and the income after dividend income is 48,000. So the total is 3 zeros, 8 plus 4, 12, and 72,000 rupees is the dividend income and everything. Income, total amount of income he received. So we can give here 5 already given. 5, 6, 7, and 8. So what's the next part? It says, Mr. Gajanayaka's brother says that if he deposited the money spent to buy shares in a bank as a fixed deposit account for senior citizens, he could have gained extra amount of 18,000 than the total income he got, as in part 4, at the end of the year selling shares and dividend. What is the annual interest rate given by the bank? What's the annual given by the bank amount? So we can find out using, now what's the income we got, Mr. Gajanayaka got before? Total amount of income, 72,000. Now he is saying, now he is getting extra 18,000 income. Income from depositing in a bank. So this amount, 3 zeros, 90,000 rupees. So here, this is at the end of the year selling shares and dividend. What is the annual interest rate? So here, this is the income you can get after depositing in 1 year. So what's the interest rate? So what's the interest you get then? Interest is So you are getting this interest income extra for depositing here 600,000 rupees. So what's the interest rate? So you can find out the interest rate, 90,000 income for 600,000 rupees. So as a percentage, you multiply by 100 because they are asking interest rate. 3 zeros and another 0. 1 0 with this one. 3 times 3, 3 times 2. 2 times 5. 5 times 3, 15% interest rate is given for senior citizens. So then he will get 18,000 more than buying shares. So here is the last part. How many marks we can give? 5, 6, 7, 8. So 2 marks for this. So 2 marks for this question. So altogether 10 marks. Now you can do question number 2. That's a quadratic graph question. So you get 2 parts there. We'll do the first one. An incomplete table of drawing the graph of the function y equals minus x squared minus 4x plus 2 is given below. Find the values of y when x equals minus 2 and x equals 0. So x equals minus 2. What's the y value? Minus, here only for x you put minus 2. Make sure that you put brackets. You get 4, so that's minus 4 plus 8 and plus 2. 10 minus 4, 6. So this becomes 6. And x equals 0. What's the y value? Here 0, 0 plus 2. So you get 2 here. Now, what's the next part? Draw the graph of the function taking 10 small divisions along both x and y axis as one unit, and then using the coordinates of the maximum point, write the function according to the form this square term. Okay, so we'll do it. So when you look at this one, x goes from minus 5 to 1. So we can divide here. If it's minus 5, minus 4, minus 3, minus 2, minus 1, 0. So see y-axis here. So first we'll draw the y-axis. It's easy. First we can mark the y-axis. And then y values maximum 6. So you can start from here. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0, 1, minus 1, minus 2, minus 3, and that's enough, minus 4. So we write down. Now we can draw the x-axis. So here when you take 10 squares, 10 small squares is 1 unit, means each side this way as well as this way, 1 small square is 0.1, 1 over 10. That's the scale. This one we can mark minus 1, minus 2, minus 3, minus 4, minus 5. Here this side 1, 2. Now we can mark the points. Minus 5, minus 3. Minus 4 plus 2. Minus 3 plus 5. Minus 2 plus 6. Minus 1, 5. 0, 2. 1 minus 3. So these are the points. Now we have to connect smoothly. So how we can connect? Here, end points, you can use a ruler, but not for all points. Because sometimes when you are shaky, you can't draw it properly. So here, this part you can use the ruler, but not for the other parts. Now you have to smoothly connect. So we'll try to smoothly connect this. From here you can connect like this. So this is a smooth curve. So that's the graph. So we found out this is the maximum point. So what's the maximum point? Minus 2 and 6. So minus 2, maximum point, minus 2 and 6. Using that, how can you write down the equation? You know, using completing square method, if the graph is k minus x plus h squared form, the x value comes here as h. So this is x equals minus 2 means h becomes plus 2. So you get x plus 2 and then this is 6. 6 means plus 6. So this is the equation. So k and h are constants. K equals 6, h equals 2. So how you get marks for this part? So this is finding values for these two. You get 2 marks. And for the graph, always you get 3 marks. Marking the points 1 mark and the scale of the graph 1 mark and smoothly connecting the graph 1 mark. So 3 here, 4, 5 and writing down this equation 2 marks. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Now we look at the next one. So this is the last part. So you get 3 marks for this when root 6 minus 2 is given as root of the equation. So what is root means? When y equals 0 line. When y equals 0, the solutions of the equation is called roots. So x values root 6 minus 2. Then when you take it to this side, what happens? This becomes x plus 2 equals root 6. Now square it. X plus 2 squared equals 6. So when you take it to the other side, or we'll take it to this side because the graph was other way around. You take it to this one. 6 minus x plus 2 squared is 0. So this is what we drew here. 6 minus x plus 2 squared. So that means you can straight away. This means the solutions. Solutions of the graph. So look at the graph and find out the solutions. What's the solution here? 0.4 and minus 4.4. So you are getting only the positive solution. So 0.4. So according to the graph, x is 0.4 because you are asked to find out the root 6 value. So what's the other value? Minus 4.4. when you substitute 0.4, what happens? What's the root 6 value? Root 6 becomes x plus 2. 0.4 plus 2, that means 2.4. And if you take the minus value, what happens? You get a negative answer. So they want only positive answer. So you have to give the value to the nearest first decimal place. So 2.4 is the answer. So you get 3 marks, 1 mark for this step, and showing that this is the solution when y equals 0, 1 mark, and referring to the values 1 mark. So 3 marks there, and before 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, altogether 10 marks for this question. Now you can do 3, 4, 5. We'll do third one, that's a statistics question. So you get 3 parts in that. We'll see how we can do step by step. The following table shows the number of American dollars exchanged by a financial during a month by taking the mid values of the model class as the assumed mean. Or otherwise, find the number of American dollars exchanged in a day to the nearest whole number. So in the previous one, the table here given intervals, so number of dollars. $50 to $75, $75 to $100, $100 to $125, $125 to $150, $150 to $175, $175 to $200, and we can find the total. And mid value, we need mid value. How you find out the mid value? Add and divide by 2. So these are boundaries given. There's no gaps in between, but even for limits or boundaries, you add and divide by 2. So we can find the solution. So here you get decimals. 125 divide by 2, 6, 62.5. 75 and this 175 divided by 2, 87.5. So here when you look at the pattern, so it's added, how much added here? This minus this, you get 25 added. So we'll add 25 for each one. So 0.5 you are getting 25. 112.5. 25 add 7, 3, 137.5. At 25, 162.5. 25 for this one, 187.5. Now frequency is given 2, 4, 8, 10, 2, 4. It says by taking the mid value of the model class. Model class, when you look at this one, this is the mid value. Take that as the assumed mean, or otherwise find the number of American dollars exchanged in a day to the nearest whole number. So we'll take the assumed mean is 137.5. So we can find out the deviation with this. So each one difference is 25. So you get minus 25, minus 50, minus 75. This way This is 0 and this way positive. Now we can find out. This is x minus a, just write down. And we can find out the FD value. Multiply these two. 2 times minus 75 minus 150. This one minus 200. 8 times 5, 40. 8 times 2, 16 plus 4, 200. That's minus 0. Positive, you get 50 and 200. When you take the total, so this is the whole thing we can take as total. What's the total frequency? 20, 30. So total frequency is 30. You don't need the sum of deviations, but you need sum of FD. So we'll add negative values. 5, 2, 2, 1, 5. Positive values here, 250. So 250 minus 550, you get a negative value. So 0, 0, 3. Negative 300. So what's the mean value then? We know mean is assumed mean plus sigma FD over sigma F. Assumed mean is 137.5. Sigma FD, that's minus 300, divide by sigma F is 30. So this one means minus 10. So subtract minus 10. You get 127.5. So 127 to the nearest whole number, that's equal to 128. So this is the first part, how you get marks. Finding the mid values, you get 1 mark. And finding deviation also 1 mark. FD 1 marks. Total another 1 mark. 1, 2, 3, 4. Using the formula 1 mark and finding this one 1 mark. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 marks for this part. Now we'll look at the second part. If the rate of exchange in that month is a fixed value of 160 rupees for $1, during that month, find the total amount issued for American dollars in rupees by the institute. So what's the mean number? We got 128. What is this one? Mean number means mean number of dollars per day. So per day, this much. So the value, so this is exchange in that month is a fixed value of 160 for $1. So during that month, find the total amount issued for American dollars. So you just multiply by 128. So amount, total amount, ₹160 into 128. So 16 into 128. 10 and 6. $2,048 here and 0 there. So 20,480 rupees. 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 20,480 Now we'll try to do the next part. When exchanged a check of 1,500 American dollars by Nuan, he received 255,000 in first week of the next month. Express the fluctuation of the value of the dollar as a percentage in that month. So what's the rate then? So he received this much. This is American dollars this much. So 1 American dollar means what? How many rupees? $255,000 divided by 1,500. 5 times 3, 5 times 5 here. Now 3 times 1 and 7, 170 rupees for 1 American dollar. So what's the fluctuation? That's the difference. Fluctuation is 170 now, and before it was 160. So that's 10 rupee fluctuation. Increase by 10 rupees. So what's the percentage value for that? Percentage value of the dollar as a percentage. Percentage value is 10 rupees you are getting for 160 into 100%. 2 zeros and 100. Or when you divide by 2, 50 and 8. Then 25 and 4. 25 divided by 4. 4 times 6. 24. And for 10 again. 4 times 2, 8. And for 20, that's 5. So percentage fluctuation is 6.25%. So that's the fluctuation value. So how we give marks? Already 6 marks given. 2 marks for this and 2 marks for that. So altogether 10 marks for this question. Now we'll do question number 4. So you have to refer tangent tables as well. Diagram shows a vertical building and a vertical tower CD situated on a horizontal ground 40 meters away from each other. So that means this is 40 meters. The bottom of the tower C is observed from the top of the building B with an angle of depression of 3230. This one, angle of depression 32 degrees and 30 minutes. This angle. If the height of the tower CD is 39.6 meters, include the above data in the diagram by joining the necessary points. Finding the magnitude of the angle of elevation when the point D is observed for the point B. So you need to find out angle of elevation of this one. This angle, we'll put theta. So how we can find out theta? So you can't straight away find out theta because we don't know this length, only we know this length. So 2 unknowns are there. So when you take this triangle, we can find out this height first. Then you subtract from 39.6 and find the other length. So how we find out this one? To this angle, this is opposite and this is adjacent. So opposite and adjacent, tan. Tan 32 degrees and 30 minutes is equal to, we'll put a letter here, A, B, C, D, E. CE over 40. So what is CE? 40 multiplied by tan 32 30. Tan 32 30. 32 here, this is tan table. 32 30 is 6371. 6371. Now multiply by 40. Put 0 and multiply by 4. 4 times 1 is 4. 4 times 7, 28. 2 remaining. 4 times 3, 12 plus 2, 14. 1 remaining. 4 times 6, 24. Plus 1, 25. And 4 decimal places. 1, 2, 3, 4. So 25.4840 meters is this length. So how you find out DE length? You can subtract. So DE length becomes 39.6 subtract 25,484. 6, 10, 1 remaining. 10, 1 remaining here, 5, 6. And 4, 1. 14.116 meters. Now we know this length, DE. We know this length. What's the ratio? Opposite and adjacent again, tan theta. So we can use tan theta. Tan theta equals DE over 40. So 14.116 over 40. First divide by 40. 14.116 divided by 40. 40 times 3. 120. 211. That's 5. 200. 116. 3. That's 12. 2. 36 for 360. 9. So you get 360. So that's okay. So that means 0.3529. Tan theta equals 0.3529. So what's the theta angle? Tan inverse of 3529. So have to find out the inverse value. 3529. 3529 from the table. 3529. Here 3508 is there. So you need 21. 21 from this. So you can take 20. So 20 from this you will take 3529 here. This one 19, 20 and then 6, 26. 19, 26. So we can find out the value. Angle is 19 degrees and 20. Here. What's the value we got? 19 and 20 here. This is 6, 26. Minutes. So that's the angle of elevation that we need. So how we give marks for this question? So this is one full question. So we need to give marks for the whole thing. So they are asked to sketch the diagram now. So you get marking angle of depression, and the other one you get 1 mark. Then calculating this one, correct ratio, 2 marks, and multiplying by this one, 1 mark, and answer 1 mark. And then you have to find out the DE value. That's 1 mark. And taking the ratio, correct ratio, 1 mark, and finding the answer, 1 mark. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And here 1 mark here and 1 mark, and we need to give 1 mark for finding this value here. We'll give another 1 mark for finding, dividing by this and get the value. So all together 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So 10 marks for this question. Now you can do question number 5. That's about equations and solving the equation. So you get 4 parts in that question. ABCD is a rectangular shaped thin iron plate. The shaded triangular shaped portion ADE is removed from the iron plate. The area of the 2 remaining ABCE part is 7. So here this whole part is 7 square meters. If the length of AF is x meters, so this is x meters, write an expression for the area of the iron plate. So we can write down an equation according to this one. It's given the area of this part is 7. So that's a trapezium. This is 1. So what's the area? Half length of the 2 parallel sides, 1 and x plus 1, into perpendicular height. Perpendicular height is what? This is a square. So here this is equal to this length. If this is x, we can take this is x. So here multiply by x. So what's that? Half x plus 2 into x. That's the area. So that's equal to 7. Now cross multiply, multiply by 2. 14 is equal to x into x plus 2, open brackets, x squared plus 2x is 14. When you take 14 to the other side, you get the equation x squared plus 2x minus 14 equals 0. So that's the equation. So obtain this equation and show that minus 1 plus or minus root 15 as the solutions. Now we can use quadratic formula, or you can use a completing square method. If you are using completing square method, you can divide the x term by 2 and square it. So 2 divided by 2, 1, 1 squared, 1. So you need to add 1 there. So when you take minus 14 to this side, 14, and we are adding 1 to make no difference. This term is x plus 1 squared, whole thing squared, and this is 15. Now take square root both sides. X plus 1 equals plus or minus square root of 15. So what is x? Minus 1. Take 1 to the other side, plus or minus root 15. So that's the solution. Minus 1 plus or minus root 15 as the solution. So you get two answers, minus value and the plus value. So these are the two parts. So how can we give marks? Write an expression for the area. You get 1 mark and 1 mark, 2 marks to write down the equation. And show that this one, so you have to expand brackets and show that this is just 1 mark. And completing square method and find out the solutions, that's 2 marks. So 5 marks for these two parts. Now we'll look at the next one. By selecting the suitable solution for the length of AF. So that's the x value. So we found out plus or minus value. So what is x? Minus 1 plus or minus root 15. Now x cannot be negative, so that should be plus root 15. That's the suitable solution because x cannot be negative. So that's AF. Express AD and AB in terms of 15. AD. So what is AD? Is same. Because if it's a square, these lengths are equal. So this is x, this is x. And what is AB? AB equals x plus 1. So minus 1 plus root 15 plus 1. Minus 1 and 1 get cancelled out. You get root 15 as AB. Show that the area of the plate ABCD, the whole thing is this much. So what's the area of the plate? Area of the full plate is x into, that's the width or breadth, x plus 1. X plus 1 means AB, we found. Here we can use these terms. AD into AB because we found AD and AB. So AD equals minus 1 plus root 15 and AB is root 15. So when you multiply this, you get minus root 15 plus root 15 into root 15, you get 50. So what's the answer? Show that this is 15 minus root 15. That's in meters. So that's the meters squared. We showed that, and by taking root 15 as 3.87, find this area in square meters to the nearest second decimal place. Now we can substitute the value. So what's area? 15 minus root 15. Root 15, 3.87. Now subtract. 11.13 square meters, and we need the value to the nearest second decimal place. So that's 11.13. So that's the last part. So already we have given 5 marks here and 1 mark to write down this and 1 mark. And finding this one, 1 mark. 1 mark for showing this answer and 1 mark for substitution. So altogether 10 marks for this question. Now you can try 6 and then part B, 5 questions out of 6. Question number 6. You get 2 parts. First one, simultaneous equations, and the second part, matrices. So we'll do step by step. Pawan and Sahan are twin brothers. A certain amount of money was received by them for their 16th birthday, while half of the amount which was received by Pawan and 1/3 of the amount received by Sahan was spent to buy 2 t-shirts, and the total amount they spent was 1,200 rupees. Then they spent the total remaining amount they have got to buy 2 trousers, 900 rupees each. Build up a pair of simultaneous equations taking the amount received by Pawan as x. So that means this is x and Sahan is y. Solve the equations and the amount received by Pawan and Sahan separately. Now we know what is x and y. Now we can write down the 2 equations. A certain amount of money was received by them for their 16th birthday. Half of the amount which was received by Pawan, half x. And 1/3 of the amount received by Sahan, 1/3 y. Was spent to buy 2 t-shirts, and the total is 1,200. That's the first equation. Then they spent the total remaining amount. So what's the total remaining amount? Half already gone. So the remaining amount from Pawan is half x. 1/3 spent already. So 2/3 is remaining. So the remaining amount, they have to buy 2 trousers, each 900. 900 times 2, 1,800. That's your second equation. And now we need to solve this. Try to solve this. What's the easiest way to do? Can you see coefficient and here of x is equal? So you can subtract the 2 equations. So I'm doing 2 minus 1. Same coefficient, same sign, you subtract the 2 equations. 2/3 minus 1/3, you get 1/3 y. 1,800 minus 1,200. So you get 600 means 1/3 y. So what's y? Multiply by 3. 1,800. Now you can substitute in first equation to find out x. Half x plus 1/3 y. Y means 1,800. That's equal to 1,200. 3 times here 6. 18. So 600. Take 600 to the other side. Half x equals 1,200 minus 600. You get 600. So multiply by 2. That's 1,200. So we can write the amount that Pawan received is, that's x, 1,200 rupees, and Sahan received 1,800. So those are the 2 values. So this is part A. We try to give marks. 1 mark for constructing this, and this is 2 marks because you have to find out the remaining amount. That's not easy. 2 marks for that equation. And method 1 mark, solving equations, and y value 1 mark and x value another 1 mark. 6 marks for this part. Now we'll look at the second part. That's a matrix question. B equals this, A equals this. Show that BA equals B. Now first check whether you can multiply. B is 2 by 2. A is 2 by 2. You can multiply because this is the same. Columns, number of columns in first one should be equal to number of rows in the second one. Now we'll multiply. 2, 3, 4, 6. Multiplied by 4, 3, minus 2, minus 1. So how you multiply? You get 2 by 2 matrix. This with this. So first row with first column. 2 times 4, 8. 3 times minus 2, minus 6. 8 minus 6, you get 2. 2 times 3, 6. And 3 times minus 1, minus 3. 6 minus 3, 3. 4 times 4, 16. 16 minus 12, 4. 4 times 3, 12. 12 minus 6, that's 6. Look at carefully, what is B? 2, 3, 4, 6. So that's equal to B. So that's the first part. Second part, if A plus 2I equals C, find the matrix C. What is I? Identity matrix. A is 4, 3, minus 2, minus 1. 2 times. How you write down the identity matrix? Diagonal terms, leading diagonal terms 1, all the other terms 0. It's equal to C. Now you can simplify. This is just addition. First, write down this. Multiply all the elements by 2. Now add it. Corresponding terms you can add. 4 plus 2, 6. 3 plus 0, 3. Minus 2 plus 0, minus 2. Minus 1 plus 2, 1. So what's the C matrix? That's 2 by 2. That's 6, 3, minus 2, 1. So that's the last part. Now we'll try to give marks. Two marks we can give on this part, and finding C, 2 marks. So altogether earlier 6 marks and this 4, 10 marks for this question. Now you can try 7th question. This is part B, and you can select again 5 questions from that. So this is arithmetic progression. So 2 parts are there. One is arithmetic and the other one is geometric. So we'll do how we can find out the answer. In an arithmetic progression, the first term is 27. A is 27. And the last term is 59. I can write L for last term. The sum of 4th and 6th term is 86. How can we write 4th term? 4th term, A plus 4 minus 1D. A plus n minus 1D. 4 plus 4 minus 1 becomes 3. 3D. And 6th term, A plus 5D. 6 minus 1. Total is 86. You can create an equation. 2A plus 3D and 5D, 8D equals 86. Divide everything by 2. What you get? A plus 4D equals 43. Now you can substitute A value and find D, common difference. Common difference. So A is 27. 4D equals 43. So what is 4D? Subtract 43 minus 27. You get what's the value? 16. Divide by 4. You get D equals 16 divided by 4, that's 4. So the common difference is 4. Then the next part, find the number of terms in the progression. We know the last term and the first term. So that's the nth term. Nth term we know. So what is Tn? A plus n minus 1d. We know the nth term. That's 59. First term 27. You can find out n. Difference we found 4. Substitute to the equation and now solve 20. So here 59 minus 27, 32. 4 times n minus 1. Divide by 4, 8 equals n minus 1. So what is n? Take minus 1 to this side. That becomes 9. So in this progression, 9 terms are there. So how can you get marks? So finding this one, here writing an equation, 1 mark. And here solving and finding D, 1 mark. So 2 marks there. And using the formula and substitution, 1 mark. And finding n, 1 mark. And here identify the last term also. Here this process we can give another 1 mark. So 3 plus 2, 5 marks. Or you can give here for this step, finding D is important. Final answer will give 1 mark. So this is 3 and 2. 5 marks for this part. Now the third one, find the sum of all terms of the progression. Sum of all terms, Sn. N is 9 now. We found 9 terms are there. Sn, S9. What's the easiest formula you can use? We know the last term and the first term. So you can use n over 2, first term. First term 27, last term 59. Use that formula to find out the sum. 9 over 2, 9 plus 7, 16, 8. So 2 times 43, 9 times 3, 27. 2 remaining. 9 times 4, 36 plus 2, 38. So 387 is the sum of all terms. So this is arithmetic. So we can give 2 marks for that. So altogether how many marks? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Now we'll do part B. When the first term is a over 40 and the common ratio is 2a, first term is a over 40. Of a geometric progression, show that the 7th term. So Tn is what? Ar to the power n minus 1 for a geometric progression. Now T7, we need Ar to the power 7 minus 1 becomes 6. Now substitute a over 40. R is 2a to the power of 6. Now simplify. First you can take the power for both numbers, 2 to the power 6 and a to the power 6. A to the power 6 and a, you get a to the power 7. What is 2 to the power 6? 2 to the power 5 is 32, 6 is 64. Now divide by 4. 10. And 16 again, you can divide by 2. 8, a to the power 7, and this becomes 5. So that's what they need. 7th term is 8a to the power 7 over 5. So this part you get 3 marks. So finding this one, 3 marks. So 3, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 marks altogether for the progression question. Now you can try the construction question. So you need to have the compass and the ruler. So we'll do it now. Use only a straight edge of centimeter-millimeter scale and a pair of compass. Only construct the following. Show the construction lines clearly. Construct the triangle ABC such that AB is 8, BAC is 60 degrees and ABC is 30. So you can't use the protractor to measure the angle. Construct means only the compass and the ruler. So we'll draw it. First you can measure 8 centimeter length, and that's AB line segment. So we'll take AB, and if A is here, you can use the compass to measure 8 centimeter length. You can mark the point B. So this is 8 centimeters A, B length. Now A angle is 60 degrees. So you have to draw 60-degree angle. So take the compass and keep on top of the point A. Now we are trying to construct 60-degree angle. So take any length, draw an arc here, an arc in the middle. Then you take the same distance and draw the other arc. So this is 60 degrees. We use the property of equilateral triangle. All sides are equal. So that's 60-degree angle. Now you can connect. So that's 60. And then B angle is 30. How you draw 30-degree angle? Again, take the compass. We can draw 60-degree angle and bisect it. So here, now keep on top of B. Take any distance. Draw an arc here, arc in the middle. And also keep the compass here and draw an arc. So that's 60. Now we need to bisect the angle. So we can keep on top of this line and draw the middle line. Here, middle arc here, and again here, draw the other arc. So now bisecting 60, you get 30-degree angle. So this is 30. So this is point C. This is 30-degree angle. So that's the first part. Construct the circumcircle ABC. What is circumcircle means? Passes through all these 3 points and name its center as O. How you draw the circumcircle? You need bisectors. Now when you look at carefully, this is a right angle triangle. So right angle triangle, this is 90 degrees. Can you see 60 and 30? 90. Right angle triangle. Now when you take the circumcircle ABC triangle, so we need to find out the intersecting point of perpendicular bisectors. So we can draw 2 perpendicular bisectors and intersecting point is the center. So we'll try to do that. Take the compass, take any distance, keep on top of A, and you can draw an arc here and above, and then again keep the compass on point B, and you have to draw the arc here. This is the intersecting point, so you have to do it again. Same thing again, you have to draw it because we can't see the intersecting point. So here, this point. Now we can connect this point and this point. That's the perpendicular bisector of AB. Now we need another bisector. Which one you like to take? CB bisector? Again, take the compass. We'll take the perpendicular bisector of BC. So take any distance, draw an arc above and below. And keep on top of B, and you can draw the other arc here and here. Now we can draw the perpendicular bisector of BC. So this one and this one. That's the perpendicular bisector of BC. So the intersecting point of the two bisectors is the center. This is center O. Here you don't need actually to draw this perpendicular bisector, because if it's a right angle triangle, always the center of the circumcircle is on the hypotenuse and it's the midpoint of that. If we can find out the midpoint of the hypotenuse length, that's the center. So here, that's the midpoint of, so you don't need to draw the second perpendicular bisector, but we can confirm that it's there. Now you take the compass, you take the radius as any length, either B to O or A to O. Here, now see whether it passes through C, A. Yeah, so now we can draw the circle. So circumcircle passes through all 3 points A, B and C. So that's the second part. So we need to give marks for this one. Construct the triangle, 3 marks. And construct the circumcircle, you need to draw the bisector and then circle, 2 marks. So 5 marks for these 2 parts. Now we'll take the next one. Now third part, name the intersection point of the perpendicular bisector of AB and the side BC as E. Perpendicular and the side BC as E. This point is E. And name the intersection point of OE and AC. This point produced as D. So we can give 2 marks for identifying D and E. Construct 2 tangents to the circle from the point D. You have to draw a tangent here. 2 tangents. So how can we do that? we know that tangent and the radius intersect at 90 degrees perpendicular to each other. So we found out this line and this one perpendicular. No? So that means if we can draw a parallel line to this one, and we can find out the tangent point where we need to draw the tangent. So we'll do that, how you draw a parallel line from O. So we can measure the same distance from here and here to here distance, and using the parallelogram method we can draw a parallel line. So we'll do that. We'll measure this distance, and from here we can mark it. So we can just mark it, and then from here to here this distance should be on the other side, because according to parallelogram this distance should be equal to here to here. Now we can connect the parallel line. Now we can connect here to here. This is the parallel line. Now we can see the point there. So now we have to draw a perpendicular to that one. Or we found out the line here. We can connect this point with this one. So that's the tangent line. Now we can measure, because we know tangent lengths are equal. So you can take the same distance from here to here, the tangent length D with this point should be same as on the other side. So we can mark it on the circle. That's this point. So the tangent lengths are equal. Now we can connect this point with this one. So that's the other tangent. So we did two tangents to the circle from the point D. So you get how many marks for that part? Earlier we gave 5, 6, 7. Here, drawing parallel line and then taking 2 marks for that. And last part, name which type of quadrilateral AOEC. AOEC. What's that? AOEC. C point is this one. What can you say? Look at carefully the angles. This is 90 and these two lines are parallel, so this is 90 also. And here this line and this line perpendicular, this is 90. Here this angle and this angle, observe, opposite angles add up to 180. So what can you say about AOEC? It's a cyclic quadrilateral. as ACE and AOE 90 and 90, 180. Opposite angles add up to 180. So that's a cyclic quadrilateral. So 1 mark for that. So 5 earlier and this is 5. Altogether 10 marks for the whole question. Now you can try 9, 10 and 11. Question number 9. A solid is prepared by removing a hemisphere of radius r from the cylinder base radius r and the height 3 times as its base radius. So the height is 3r. The symmetrical axis of hemisphere and the cylinder are coincide each other. So that means the vertical line is the same. If the volume of the solid made is V, show that r cube is 3V over 7 pi and find the value of r cube to the nearest whole number using logarithm table. So what's the volume of the solid? So you have to remove. So what's the volume V? We can make an equation. Volume of the cylinder, pi r squared h is 3r, minus volume of the hemisphere. What's the volume of the hemisphere? Half times 4 over 3 pi r cube, half of a sphere. Simplify, you get 3 pi r cube here. What about this one? 1 and 2, you get 2/3 pi r cube. Now convert to the same denominator. 3, this is like 1. Multiply by 3, so 9 pi r cube minus 2 pi r cube is V. V equals 9 minus 2, 7 pi r cube over 3. Cross multiply, multiply by 3. So you get 3V equals 7 pi r cube. What's r cube? 3V over 7 pi. So that's what we need to show. Now we can find out r cube to the nearest whole number using logarithm tables. Here just values are given. So we'll do it in the next page. So what's the formula for r cube? 3V over 7 pi. 3V over 7 pi. V is given, so we can substitute. 468.91. 7 pi value also given, 21.98. Now we can use log tables. So take log both sides. Now before that, we have to make r as the subject. What is r? Cube root of that value. Now take log both sides. Log r equals 1/3. Log all 1/3. So you can put a bracket. Log of 3 plus log of 468.91 and subtract log of 21.98. 1/3. What's log 3? Use the logarithmic tables. Log 3, 30. 4771, but this is 0.477 1 plus 468 means, according to scientific notation, this is 2 point something. 46, 8, 9. 46, 8. This one and 9 from that. We have to add 8. So when you add 8, 67, 10. And you have to subtract 21.98 log value. So that's 1 point according to standard notation. So 2198. 2198. 8 is 16 you have to add. So you get 3420. Now simplify this. You can add and subtract. First we'll add these two. 0.4771, 2.6710, 1, 8, 14, and 7 plus 4, 11, 1 remaining, that's 3. And then subtract 1.3420, 1, 6, 0, 8, 1. And you have to divide this by 3. So divide this by 3. So log R is equal to 0.6 and 0, 3 times 2, 6, and here for 10, that's 3 times 3. So when you round it, this is 6020. Now take the anti-log value. What's the R value? 6020. 6020. 21 is there. If you take this one, this is 10. That's okay. So we can take 9. 3999. 3999. This is 0 point, so that means 3.999. Now we need to find out the value to the nearest whole number. It says find R to the nearest whole number. So what's the R value? R value becomes 4. 4. What's the unit? This is not given. So you can write just units. So 4 units is the radius. 4 units. So how many marks we can give all to? This is the full question, 10 marks. So we'll see how marks are distributed. Finding the volume of this, 1 mark, 1 mark, and subtracting and get this one, 1 mark, and showing this one, 1 mark. Or we'll give 3 marks for showing this. And next page we can give marks. 1 mark for writing R, taking log 1 mark, and referring the tables. 1 mark divide and finding this answer, 1 mark. Finding this one, 1, and here, and final answer, rounding correct to the nearest whole number, 1 mark. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Plus 3, 10 marks. Now you can try question number 10. It's about proof. So you get 3 parts. So we'll do step by step. In the triangle ABC, the midpoint of BC is D. This is the midpoint. The perpendicular drawn from A to BC is H. The line drawn parallel to AB is through C, that's this one, produced AD at E. Prove that AB equals CE. So we can take the two triangles, these two triangles, and see. ABD triangle and this one here. These are not to the scale. Looks like two different triangles, but we are trying to show that these two triangles are congruent. ABD triangle and DCE triangle. These two lengths are parallel, so this angle is equal to this angle. And this length BD is DC because D is the midpoint. And alternate angles are equal. This angle also equal, opposite angle. So angle, angle, side. So BD equals DC. BAD angle is equal to DEC angle, alternate angles. And ADB angle is equal to CDE angle, opposite angles. So you can say ABD triangle is congruent to DCE triangle. If the two triangles are congruent, corresponding elements are equal. So opposite to this angle is AB and opposite to that one is EC. So AB equals CE or EC, corresponding elements. Then second part, prove that ABCE is a parallelogram. ABCE is a parallelogram. We'll connect that. Diagram is not okay, but how we show that it's a parallelogram. ABEC. AB, here you can't say CE. This should be ABEC, not CE. ABEC. You have to write the letters in one direction. How you show that it's a parallelogram? It's a parallelogram here. These two lengths are parallel and equal. One pair of opposite sides equal and parallel. That's a parallelogram. So we can straight away write down that. So second proof, you can write AB is equal to CE. Proved. AB is parallel to CE because it's given parallel lines. So therefore ABEC is a parallelogram. One pair of opposite sides equal and parallel. So you can easily show that. So here, this is one part. Do we get another part here? Yes, third part is there. So we'll do the third part and then we'll divide the marks. Show that AC squared. C squared is AD squared, CD and HD. So you have to write in terms of that. So take AHC triangle. Take AHC triangle. That's a right angle triangle. So what is AC squared? I'm trying to get the left hand side. AC squared is AH squared plus HC squared. Now in the answer, AH is not there. So I have to rewrite AH in terms of the other. So I'm now taking this small triangle, AHD. AHD triangle, I can write AH squared is what? AD squared minus HD squared. Again, Pythagoras theorem. Now, that part is okay. HC is not in the answer. So, HC, how can I write? HC squared is, I can write HD plus DC because those letters are there. So, I can add it and square. So, when I square it, I get HD squared plus 2 times HD into DC plus DC squared. Now, I have several equations. This is 1, this is 2 and 3. From 1 to 3, what can you say? So, 1, 2, 3. I can take AC squared is H squared. I can write AD squared minus HD squared. And instead of HC squared, I can write this plus HD squared plus 2HD DC plus DC squared. Now, can you see? One term get cancelled out. HD squared. This one get cancelled out. So, what's the answer? AD squared. AC squared is AD squared plus. So, what's the answer given? We have to check it. CD squared. Yeah, that's this one. CD squared and double of HD CD. So, check whether the answer is okay. CD squared 2HD CD. So, we proved that. Now, we'll try to give marks. This one, writing this one 1 mark and 1 mark for writing and finally 1 mark. So, 1, 2, 3, 4 for this part. And 3 marks for this one, showing that the two triangles are congruent, and I can give 1 mark for this step and 2 marks for identifying this is a parallelogram. So, 3 plus 1, 4, 2, 6 and 4, 10 marks. Now, you can try question number 11. That's also prove. So, this is about proving. So, we'll see how we can prove this. Point O is on BC of ABC triangle. Here. intersect the tangent drawn to the circle at B, which passes through AOB. AOB circle through the AOC. Here, tangent drawn. The tangent drawn to the circle at B, which passes through AOB, intersect at X with the tangent drawn to the circle at C, which passes through AOC. Show that ACX, this one, plus ABX, this one, is 180 degrees, and hence show that ABXC points are on a circle. Take BCX, this one as Y, BCX as Y, and CBX, this one as X. CBX as A, not X. CBX as A if needed. Just we'll write down this is A. How can we show that? Now look at carefully. This is the tangent drawn to this circle, and we need to connect AO. What can you see from this? The angle between the tangent and the chord is equal to the opposite interior angle. Alternate segment theorem. So this is why. So you can write CAO angle is equal to Y. Alternate segment theorem. Now, according to this circle, this is also a tangent and the chord. You can say XBC. XBC angle is equal to which angle? So when you take this one, so to this one, so this is A, is equal to BAO angle, that's A. Here we need to write down this is equal to CAO is Y is equal to XCO. So these two are from alternate segment theorem. Now, if this is A, this is Y, what is CXB angle? CXB. Or we can write O, yes, this angle. X angle means ACX. ACX is this angle. So here we marked before, this one is wrong. So this is ACX angle. ACX means this angle. So this angle we have to show. I'll take a different color. ACX means this angle plus ABX. So you have to show this and this. Add up to 180 and not this angle. So this is not what we need. Now what we can say? What is this one? Now we have to first find out This one also ACX. How can we write down this angle? So look at carefully. This is, if this is A, this is Y, this is 180 minus this angle AY. So this becomes 180 minus A plus 1. And this is Y plus A. And what else we can find out? So we need to show that ACX is equal to, we have all the angles, so we can subtract. 360 is the sum of all angles in a quadrilateral. So ACX is equal to, or we can say ABX. Also we'll take this plus this is 360 minus these two. So 360 is the total for sum of angles in a quadrilateral, and this is A plus Y, and this becomes 180 minus A plus Y. So 360 minus sum of these two. Now can you see? A minus Y, whole thing get cancelled out with this one. So you get 360 minus 180. That's 180. So straight away we get these two angles add up to 180. That's the first part. And hence show that ABXC points are on a circle. What can you see? Opposite angles add up to 180. So that's a cyclic quadrilateral. So we can say these are opposite angles. So opposite angles add up to 180. So ABXC is a cyclic quadrilateral. So therefore A, B, C, X points are on a circle. So that's the proof. So how we can give marks? This is the whole question. Question number 11. So we can give marks here showing alternate segment theorem. So 1 mark for this part. So we can give 1 mark for this step and 1 mark for this one, and using addition here 2 marks, and showing that opposite one here 2 marks add up to 180. And this is important. If these each statement is important. Sum of opposite angles 180, that means a cyclic quadrilateral. Therefore, ABCX points are on a circle. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 1 more mark for finding all these values. So altogether 10 marks for the whole question. Now you can do the last question. That's question number 12. That's about Venn diagrams. So we'll do first step. Out of 45 students in a certain higher educational institute, 20 students are found that they have motorbikes and 30 students have computers from a survey. All of the students who have motorbikes and computers have mobile phones. 5 students have only mobile phones and 4 students do not have mobile phones. Show this information on a Venn diagram showing all elements in the separate regions. And how many students got a computer but not a motorbike? So we'll try to draw this. So we need to first draw a rectangle. So that's in the Venn diagram. We need to draw a rectangle. Then altogether 45 students are there. Then you have to draw a circle. Now 2 circles you need first. That's for those who have motorbikes and computers. So motorbikes I'll put M, computers I'll put C. It says 20 students are found that they have motorbikes. So 20 here and this is 30. From a survey, all of the students who have motorbikes and computers have mobile phones. So that means there's another circle here. So these two should be inside that because all of these students got a phone. So that's the circle for mobile phones. Now we can mark this information. 5 students have only mobile phones, so not motorbike or computer. That's 5 here. Only mobile phones, and 4 students do not have mobile phones. That means just outside this circle, this is 4. And what are the other information we can mark? So 45, this is 4 and this is 5, 9. 45 minus 9, 36. So that means these two should be 36. But this is when you add these two, that's 50. 30 plus 20. So when you subtract 36 from 50, that's 14 is in between. So that's how you find out the intersecting point. When you add these two, that's extra amount compared to this one. So you take the difference of 14. If this is 14, this is 6. And 30 minus 14, 16. So that's the full diagram. Now you can answer this. How many students got a computer? Got a computer but not a motorbike. So that means this region. If you are coloring this region. So that means 16 students. So the answer for this one is 16. And how can we give marks? So you have another part there. So we'll give 3 marks for the Venn diagram and 1 mark or 2 marks to find out, because it's not easy to find out all the values separately and find out this, that's 2 marks. So 5 marks for these 2 parts. Now we'll answer the part B. 40 students completed the course out of 45 students who followed the course. So 40 students completed. So this is related to the previous one. So 45 students followed the course and 40 students completed. 4 students who got A grade got selected to join the same institute as instructors. If a student selected at random, find the probability that a student does not complete the course. So how we find out? The first probability, out of 45, 40 completed. So how many are not completed? 5. So what's the probability? Does not. Probability of does not complete the course is 5 out of 45. Or you can simplify and write 1 over 9. 5 times 9. Then second part, what's the probability who got selected as an instructor? Only 4 students who got A grades got selected out of 45. So that's the probability of this. So 4 over 45. So we can give marks. Now we have already given 5 marks there. So we'll give 3 marks for this step and 2 marks for this step. So altogether 5 marks. So this is the last question of paper 2. So we completed paper 2, that's North Central Province.